Hey everyone, it's Marissa again, your Usborne Book Lady, and I'm going to share with you some of my favorite of our nonfiction books. We are so well known for our nonfiction books that it's really hard for me to pick just a few, so I'm going to try to talk quick, okay? So first we have the Beginners series, and these books are all subject-oriented, so we have pandas and bears and horses and ponies and things like that. And they're designed for kids that are independent readers, but they also make great read-alouds for preschool age kids because they don't have an overwhelming amount of text and the photographs are really interesting to them. So that's our Beginners series, and there's whole bunches of books in that series. Now the next step up from that is our Discovery series, and these tend to be more adventure-oriented. They're like survival and spies and special forces and things like that. But as you can see, there's more text per page, and they're just sort of more adult subject-oriented. Now, one thing that we asked for, and Usborne is really responsive to consultant requests, but one thing that we asked for is a preschool version of stuff like this. So what they did is they gave us the Usborne Young Beginners series. So this just came out, and this is the baby animals book from this series. So this is designed, it's actually created for preschool age kids. So it has less text, so you don't have to worry about what text you're going to leave out if you have a page that has a lot of words on it. And it's written at a level that's like a cognitive level that's made for preschoolers. Okay? We also have the Big Book of series. This is one of our best-selling series. And the concept behind these books is that they're big books in and of themselves. And then throughout the book, you have 4 to 5 pages that fold out and make a giant page. So this is the brand new Big Book of the Body. We also have Big Book of Big Machines, Big Book of Big Animals, Big Book of Big lots of things. There's lots of them. Big Book of Big Trains, things like that. This series is so cool, and this book in particular is really, really, really neat. I love the Big Book of the Body. The Children's Encyclopedia is kind of a must-have. This is my copy that I use to take to parties. If I had my daughter's copy to show you, almost every single one of these pages would be dog-eared because she loves this book. She flips through it all the time. She thinks it's just super interesting. This is a great book to have for kids to just read, but also for homework help and that sort of thing. We also have encyclopedias and a thesaurus and things like that too. We have our big encyclopedias, the Encyclopedia of World History, the Geography Encyclopedia, and the Science Encyclopedia, but I'm not going to talk about these for real in this video. I just wanted to mention them because I talk about them in our my must-haves video. This is our brand new Coding for Beginners using Scratch book, and I love this book. I actually think I'm going to do these activities with my 6-year-old because she's done a little bit of Scratch coding stuff at her school and she really liked it, and I think I'm going to do these activities. So these are literally just basic coding activities using Scratch that the book walks you through step by step. It is so cool. If you have a kid that's into Minecraft or any sort of like computer geek kid, you should totally get them this book. This is the Usborne World of Animals. This is, it's like kind of like an animal encyclopedia, but my kids could not live without this book. They love the photographs. My 2-year-old flips through it. My 6-year-old loves to sit down and read it with me. It is an amazing book. Absolutely fantastic find. I almost put this in my must-haves. This is Usborne World of Animals. 100 Things to Know About Science. This came out last summer, and I love this book. It really is just 100 things that kids should know about science, but I love the illustrations in this book. I think that they look like infographics like that you would see on Facebook, that are being shared on Facebook or some other sort of social media. I love this book. It's super cool. So this is 100 Things to Know About Science. And then we have the Astronaut's Handbook. If you have a kid who has aspirations of being an astronaut someday, you totally need to get them this book. It's seriously, it reads like a manual for someone who's training to be an astronaut. It's so much fun. The Astronaut's Handbook. And then the complete book of the Microscope. This is one that I mentioned. I think I've mentioned it in every single one of my nonfiction videos because it's just so cool. It has tons of actual magnified photographs, and it has things like there's a chapter in it that talks about different textiles, and it talks about why different textiles are used for different types of materials. And so it'll show an illustration from a wool sweater and show how the fabrics are all hairy and have different hairs sticking out in different places, and talk about why that holds in heat. And it talks about synthetic fabrics and why those help wick moisture out. Super, super cool. Complete book of the Microscope. And then finally, this is Where's Will. We have a lot of Shakespeare books because we're a British publishing company, but I think this one might be my favorite. This has just a 2-page synopsis of 12 of Shakespeare's most well-known plays, and then it has a 2-page spread that's like a Where's Waldo type spread where you have to seek and find not only Shakespeare's in every single one of these, but also different characters from the plays. I love it so much. I think this would be a great addition to like a middle school classroom where they're reading Shakespeare plays. I think this would be a great thing to have there. All right, thanks so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, if you're here with a Facebook party, please don't hesitate to ask me back on the page. You can find these and all of our nearly 2,000 titles on my website, www.booksbymarisa.com. And I hope that you'll like my Facebook channel, like me on Facebook, and join my Facebook VIP page for specials and discounts. Thanks so much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.